Welcome. What is going on, horror nerds? Welcome to another edition of my quick movie reviews. I am your host, John the Horror Nerd. And as promised, I promised you guys that I would do Smile 2, so here it is. So just gonna jump right into it. Director Parker Finn and Paramount Pictures, they do it again. The sequel, fantastic. Very, extremely scary, very unsettling. Normally when studios get they get bigger budgets to these independent film companies and they make a sequel, they typically aren't that good. They tend to make it a little bit more epic, not so scary, because of the bigger budget and everything like that goes in place and everything that goes intact. I personally was very skeptical if they were going to be able to follow the first film. And they did. What can I say about this movie? I mean, I'm still kind of creeped out from it. The first one, I went back and watched it recently, the first film, just to kind of, update myself, because I had seen it when it released in the theaters, I want to say last year. So I wanted to rewatch it again just to kind of, build up to the second one here. They did a really great job. British actress, Naomi Scott. And by the way, I didn't know that she was a singer. I didn't realize she was a British actress. She did a really great job. This movie, for it to be a horror movie like 2018's Hereditary with actress Toni Collette, this actually has some really good acting in it. I know most people don't look for that. When they go see a horror movie, they don't really care about that type of stuff. But no, this movie, the acting chops, it really added to the movie,
So the thing about Smile 2 is it catches you, it grips you, it doesn't let go. I mean, it's just a chokehold through the whole film. It's like, if you believe in demons, everything about this movie is realistic. I mean, hell, you might be scared to get up and go to the bathroom because you might think that you're still laying in the bed. This is definitely top tier horror. By far the best horror film of the year. I hope to God that they never do an origin story to this movie, because we don't need one. All we know is that this demon, this entity, it is just 24/7 madness and evil. Director Parker Finn did an excellent job of the pace of this movie. He just really took his time and crafted together a well-polished film. Naomi Scott, the entire cast of this movie, everything was well placed together. I'm thinking about going to see it twice. That's how good it was to me, and I'm not joking. I normally don't do that with horror movies, but yeah.
Let's talk about Smile 2. What is it? It's a demon, apparently. When I watched the first film, to me, it had a combination of 2014's It Follows and The Ring. With the whole demon, you have to pass the curse to somebody else and stuff like that. So they really did a great job building that up in the first film, and they followed it up well. But what is this demon? I don't know. And guess what? I don't really care. Like John Carpenter, some things are better left unexplained. To me, that just kind of creates to the intensity of the film, the non-origin story. We don't know where this thing came from. We just know that it is evil as all get out. It did not let up. Like the first film, this movie keeps its feet on the gas. The thing I like about Smile, whatever this demon is, this spirit, this entity, it seems like it kind of deals with trauma, and it leeches on to people who dealt with something like a traumatic experience or something like that. And I love that. Normally when I'm watching a sequel, if the first film was great, I'm going to look for things, that made the first film great. I'm going to look for that in the sequel. And I was, again, like I said, I was very skeptical, going into this movie. Director Parker Finn, he really toys with the audience's mind. This like alternate reality. You'll think something is happening and a whole sequence will happen. And then next thing you know, this person is like hallucinating or something like that, or the demon is kind of like making it think that it's something else. And that alone to me is really scary. This movie had me walking out of the theater. You know, I had to make sure that I was actually walking out of the theater. There were some scenes in this movie, man, where the hairs on the back of my neck were raising up. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it was so unsettling. You know, director Parker Finn, he really did a great job of scaring the hell and the wits out of us moviegoers. You know, the cool thing about this movie, you can really like take the story anywhere, because like the first film, you know, the protagonist in the movie, she was a psychiatrist or therapist or whatever. You know, in this story, the protagonist, the lead, she was a pop star, like, you know, this rich and famous world. And what I liked about the story is, like, the demon can get anybody. Like, nobody is safe from it. That's what I appreciated about this movie. So you can really just like take this story and run with it. Hell, it can be a farmer. It can be somebody working at a department store, or it can be a construction worker. And you know, I won't give away the ending, but spoiler alert. There is definitely going to be a sequel in the works. If it's not, then I enjoyed the first two. You know, to me, this is what horror movies are all about. This is what makes me a fan, and I'm sure the rest of you horror nerds out there, you will feel the same way. There are some movies that we have fun going to see. There are some movies that will kind of cringe and, oh no, it's the gore. This movie it scares the hell out of you. You know, again, I'm like still creeped out after watching this movie. No joke. It was a very well-polished film. Man, the sound editing in this movie, I mean, that alone, you know, with the jump scares. They had the jump scares. The jump scares were just right. They didn't oversaturate it with, you know, jump scares. Man, this movie, the demon, whatever form it took or whatever it wanted to do to scare you, you know, whatever they could think of, that's what they did in this movie. I loved this movie. I'm so looking forward to the next film. You know, there's talks that director Parker Finn will come back and he's going to direct the next one. Man, I can't wait. Like, there are movies like this, they come along once in a lifetime. You know, and again, this guy, for him to make a sequel, because I really enjoyed the first movie. It's still creepy. You know, but again, this movie, it was an excellent follow-up. You know, that's hard to do, you know, to make a sequel as good as your original film. So, man, kudos to director Parker Finn. You are one of my favorite new directors. I can't wait to see what this guy does next. I'm not even joking. I'm about to blow you guys mind. I'm going to give Smile 2 a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love this film like this. Go see it. You know, you guys will not be disappointed. If you want to be scared, this is the spooky season, it's Halloween season. If you guys want to be scared, if you want the hairs on the back of your neck, if you want a uncomfortable horror film, go watch Smile 2. Just want to thank all of you guys that are supporting me with this new channel, this new thing. You know, I'm starting something. I don't know if it'll grow, if not, but, you know, be sure to hit that like button, share and subscribe. And I look forward to bringing you guys some more great content in the very near future here. You know, I was even thinking about mixing it up with some classic horror movie reviews. So, please stay tuned. Once again, I am your host, John the Horror Nerd, coming at you live. Thanks for watching.